Hey guys, Joe here. Hopefully you can hear this pretty well. I just started the car. It's hot as balls out, and so the air conditioner is running. Anyway, so success leaves clues. So I was talking to my buddy the other day. He's the one that is a started as a sub for us, and then just became friends, and now it's more of like a sort of like a little partnership going on. And anyway, so we were just talking about business and stuff like that, and we're bitching about the fencing just because like there's been so many issues in the past like few weeks, like just dumb stuff that's just annoying, right? And he's like, honestly, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore because like the we're killing it with the trees. So he does a bunch of different things. So he's like a landscaper. He does like pavers and decks and trees and like all kinds of shit. And I said, so how you doing with the trees? He's like, for my one crew, I just made like 15 grand last week. I was like, oh shit, that's great. Um, and I'm like, I forget how it came up, but I'm like, how are you getting the leads more or less? And he probably just brought it up. And he's like, there was these big tree companies and these different groups that were talking about this particular advertiser. And so I gave him a shot, and it's basically like $75 per lead. But most of them, like it's like at 50, like it's somewhere between, I think it's like 50% of them end up converting over into jobs. And he's like, the best part is they're like all in the same area. So I just sent out the crew and they're able to like bang out all these jobs. So I'm like, what do they do? And he's like, I'm really not 100% sure. I think they do some mailers, shit like that. And I'm like, all right. So I got the name of the company and started. Actually, I didn't even get a chance to research them because I kind of forgot about them. But so anyway, I happened to get a flyer in the mail from the same company. So it's or, the advertising company. They were advertising for a different tree company, so they must have like different markets and whatnot. But it was a simple letter like, "Hey, we're going to be in the area. If you basically want to get like tree work done for discounted price, blah blah blah. Now's a great time to call." Like something short and simple. It's like total of like 5 sentences and like that's it, right? And one simple call to action, which is like, call now, blah blah blah, right? So anyway, we're doing this as well. We're gonna see what happens. So at this point, because it has slowed down as far as like the number of leads and whatnot, and we have enough people, plus like we're debating on my one person whether or not like we're going to start either cutting hours back just because like it's getting into the fall season, and just because like years past we just kept people on to keep them on, but like if we're not, like, why if we don't need it? So anyway, we're gonna mail this out. I'm not sure what's gonna happen at this point, but the whole point of this is like if it's working, if something is working for someone and like they're a contractor but they do something else, more than likely it's going to work for you. It's all the same thing. Now it does come down to a few things, I think, with this whole advertising method. Number one is, well, a few things. So number one is whatever they are doing, just copy that. Just copy it, right? Because like if it's already working for them, why are you going to change it? Like why are you like? Because that's what we naturally do. It's like, oh, this would work so much better if we just tweak this. But at this point, we don't know enough to know any better, right? So we're just. I was going to do all kinds of shit. Like I was going to like first we were looking at the paper, and I'm like, oh, I should get like lime green paper or something like that, or something something that really sticks out, like pink. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just going to leave it. Because why, right? And looking at it, it kind of does make sense to just be on a, well, it's really card stock because this is going to be like an EDDM, like every door direct mail campaign. Um, so it makes sense to have it on paper because like what they did is everything's typed out and then it kind of looks like call at whatever and the person's name and signature. That all looks it's not handwritten, but it's everything else is in black. And then you got the blue ink, or it's supposed to look like blue ink. So anyway, we're going with that. We're going to test it. I have 1,000 going out, which is honestly on the low end. I feel as though I really hate because 1,000, it's a lot anyway. so many freaking things out that I find out like, oh, like this isn't going to work because of this or whatever else it is. So anyway, printing out 1,000 as a test. Once I know that goes through, then I'm going to run another 1,000. And this one particular neighborhood, well, it's supposed to be like its own town, but like it's really its own, like within this one town, there are so many frigging houses in this development. Like I think there's 3,000 homes in this development. So what I'm going to end up doing is probably one on the white paper like I got. I'll do another one in a different color, and then I'll do one more in something. I'll switch out one more thing to see what happens. Maybe I'll even check switch out like the text and like kind of do like a different offer. I'm not quite sure. But we'll run like probably a total of 3,000 and see how that works. Now, numbers wise, what is this costing if you end up going this? Because like a lot of times, the other thing we are testing is because normally we charge $75 to go out. I think this time around we're just going to do like I have it going for free, and then the company that they end up going with, they have to pay me the 75 instead. Like one way or another, I'm getting paid for this time and effort because it is the customer service up front. But we're doing that anyway. So cost wise, it's really not too bad. So if you print everything out on your own, if you want to do that route, like if you already have a printer and that kind of thing, it's like just under 19 cents per mailing. So basically what it's going to cost is for 1,000 of these letters to go out, there's going to be it's about $190 is what it costs. The cost of the paper, like I got cardstock off of Amazon. I feel like I got 300 packs. You need to use, you have to look at the different things that the post office requires, but it's basically like 100-pound cardstock that you need to use. Hopefully it's not too thick to go to the printer or through the printer. I can tell it's already going to be an issue, but it's okay. So anyway, that I think I paid like $15 for 300, somewhere around there. It might have been even less than that. Actually, it was probably less than that, honestly. Maybe it was $12. I forget what the number is, but it's pretty cheap. It must be that. Yeah, I don't know what I paid. But anyway, so all in, I feel like 45, 50, maybe $250 to mail out to 1,000 people. So that's what I'm testing out right now and see how it goes. What am I expecting from it? Ideally, like I'm just running everything off of like 1%. It like would be like I was looking online. They say like the rates are between 5 and 9% for people reaching out. I feel with it being a free offer and everything else we're doing, I'm hoping like I would like to be at 5%. If we can do that, there would basically be 50 people that reach out, and then from there, if we convert, just say 30% of them, somewhere around there. Actually, let's just go lower. Let's just say 20%, or even 10. Like, who gives a shit, right? So if we do 5% that reach out, 10% of those people move forward. That's a total of 5 people that move, like buy a job, right? So to get those numbers, you do 1,000 times 5%, which is 50, and then 10% of 50 is 5. So that's where we are. The average profit per customer that we're looking at is about 750 to actually for that, because it's not direct because of the program, it's really closer to like $900. So basically I'm spending about $250 and probably about 3 hours of my time. And then the goal is to get about 5 jobs, which will be about just say $4,500 is what we're looking at. So not too shabby. If it ends up working out pretty well, then we're going to keep going with that. The other things, what else were we missing? I don't know if you've ever seen, you probably have never seen my commercial that I did, but I basically did a commercial for, like it's a funny commercial. So I have to post in a link or in the description or something. But if you type in like Deptford Fence commercial, so DEPTFORD commercial, it'll probably show up for you. So we're doing a similar style. It's funny. Waiting for the script and everything to come in, but we're going to end up doing that and then running a shit ton of ads towards that. But I haven't really used the direct mailers at all, like very rarely. So we're gonna see what happens. And I know not to get discouraged just because like 1,000 people didn't reach out. Honestly, what's gonna happen is I'm dedicating $5,000 to this. So more than likely, what's gonna happen is based on these current numbers, if I'm doing about 250 per thousand, then roughly probably about 20,000 homes I'm going to be mailing out to. But they're going to be tests. So in the one particular area, like I said, I'll be testing probably the white and the green as one, and then I'll probably do another. There's 3,000 homes in there, so more than likely I'll do 1,500 for that. And then after that, I'll go into another area and just keep on doing the same thing. But it's important to pick the different areas just because if it's a new development and they already have fences and not really needed, or if they're in like the 5 to 10 year range, probably not really needed. But you want to probably get these older homes that have been around for, ideally, honestly, is somewhere like home. If you can find places that were built like 15 to 25 years ago, that's probably a prime target because at that point the wood's done at that point. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Talk to you soon.